Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another Warhammer 3 multiplayer online battle. This is going to be a domination game where I'm playing as Kislev, being led by the Tsarina, and my opponent is the Wood Elves, being led by Ryan, I should say. So for my opponent's army, it's a lot of Dryads, it's a lot of Elves in the woods, Eternal Guard, Glade Guard, oh, he's actually got the Starfire Shafts, and a Spellsinger of Life with the exact spells that you'd expect, Dwellers Below, Earthblood, and Regrowth. Yeah, nothing too exciting there. Orion has, he's got Hawk's Talon, he's got the Hounds, he's got his incredibly powerful Cloak of Isha. This thing just makes this guy really hard to kill. For my army, I have a lot of light war sleds, which are just a fun little goofy, stupid, nonsense, fantasy bullshit unit that make no sense. And guys with guns in a ice box, basically. And they're going to take some shots at these Dryads and just sort of skate around on their magical Disney bullshit. And yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're just going to take some parting shots and then run away. For my other troops, I've got Winged Lancers, more Winged Lancers, and the Ice Guard with swords. I figured, these ladies, they're pretty good in melee combat. Magic attacks, they do anti-infantry, and they've got magic ammunition. Basically, I took these just in case he summoned the Lost Sylvan Knights. I would have something to deal with them. And so we charge our Winged Lancers into these Dryads. Pretty good frontal charge. On a direct hit with a charge bonus of 70. The Winged Lancers should do pretty good. So yeah, we chunk those Dryads hard, but I pull back because I don't want to be hit by all these Glade Guard just lurking over here on the perimeter looking for a nice shot. And I've got my light war sleds just roaming around, popping these Glade Riders and these other Glade Riders here with spears. Just taking shots on these guys. I would prefer to be shooting a different type of character, like Orion, who we frostbite over here. And I was thinking like, oh yeah, I could get like a nice jump on these guys, on this guy over here. I think I sort of hurt myself here. Yeah, I used the Heart of Winter a little too early, hurting my own Winged Lancers, slowing them down a little bit. At least. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't do friendly fire damage. Anyway, we're slowing down his troops over here. We're slowing down Orion and doing quite a lot of damage to him and these Dryads, so I thought that was pretty nice. However, my Ice Guard get jumped by Dryads, and we summon the Oath Brothers of Tor, these war bears, anti-large, armor-piercing bear cavalry. Not really designed to kill Dryads, but that's fine. They'll do the job. And Orion's just sort of being pinned down here, but he gets a regrowth on him, and so already he's like kind of healing all the damage that he took. Regrowth is a very, very powerful healing spell. And there's a Dwellers Below on top of these Winged Lancers, which I don't think I saw because my camera was like over here or something. So just sort of like, yeah, I'm sure those Winged Lancers are fine. They're not fine. They're dead. They got completely killed, 100-0'd basically by the Dwellers Below. And the choke points in this map are just proving to be quite irritating. I've got some armored Kossars over here with their little handguns holding this position 3, but there are some Dryads lurking around looking to go. And my opponent is holding objective 1, so we're just sort of jockeying for the middle objective. Orion is back to full HP, and he's just running around throwing his javelin as he wishes. And we're over here with our Oathbreakers charging into these Glade Guard and these Glade Riders. I figured, like, this, to me, this seemed like, oh yeah, this is great. This is an excellent fight. These guys, they're going to do really good. The Winged Lancers got the charge. It's just archers and kind of like whatever shock cavalry, but these bears should pretty easily kill them. The problem is there's Eternal Guard over here, and they're filtering around. I think it's like a flank or something. I think we get leadership hit by being hit in the flanks, so my Lancers actually get kind of ruined. I do slam the bears into these Dryads and Eternal Guard because I saw they weren't braced, so I figured, we could probably do something there, but I just kind of throw away a couple models and don't really get anything done. I kind of wanted to penetrate into his lines and hit these units over here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing there. I guess hitting my own troops. and he's chasing my winged lancers off the battlefield. We are holding objective 3, but there is a unit of the Way Watchers over here, the bane of man, and really everything, who are shooting at these armored Kossars. I don't even think I realize they're over there at this point. Not that it really matters. These armored Kossars are doomed. The Way Watchers will very, very comfortably kill all of them. Yeah, you can see like the damage they take with each volley is just immense. But I've got Ice Guard of my own, which are sort of like a shitty inferior variant, shooting at Orion. And Orion is pretty low. The problem is he's got this Cloak of Isha, so he's got 20% damage resistance and 20% physical resistance. Not that it matters too much with these women because they do magic damage, but he's also regenerating his hit points pretty fast too. Yeah, you can see his HP is going up pretty substantially. Running over here with Kossovite Dervishes on Orion. Yeah, surely for the Glade Guard. Some Wolves of Orion over here on these light war sleds. I kind of go all in on Orion, and I think like, yeah, he's low, we can get him, we can do something. And I try to intercept these Wild Riders with some sort of magical, yeah, like, what's that, where is it? Frostfang over there, but I just completely miscast it. And Orion is now receiving a regrowth and running away, and my position in the middle is kind of getting compromised by these Eternal Guard running around. My bears over here are still fighting, though, so, you know, they do not quit. I've got more units, Streltsy, men with guns, real guns, guns with axes on the stocks. And my armored Kossars are basically totally dead. These Way Watchers completely fine. I don't even know if I could see them. Don't they have, like, invisibility? Yeah, they have stock, so kind of irritating. But so we've lost every single objective, and we're losing somewhat on points, but we are fighting for the middle, and, you know, these Glade Guard are getting ripped to pieces, so it's pretty nice. I've got the bears over here smacking into Orion. I figured, like, you know, they could probably do something. They've got a lot of anti-large damage, but probably would have been better to just unsummon them, as Orion is kind of made for killing these type of units, even though they're made for killing him. It's just not a great matchup. But he does turn the corner right into all these Streltsy. And Orion's like, oh shit, whoops, uh-oh. And he like immediately runs away as he gets like slammed in the back with all those bullets, doing fucking nothing. And he just like regenerates all the damage that's dealt to him. Yeah, so unfortunately. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, you know, we'll hit him with these Kossovite Dervishes over here, and I can have these Streltsy shoot, but I think they're, I mean, it says they're firing, but they're clearly not firing. Yeah, they get obstructed by the Dervishes, unfortunately, but, you know, we're just slowly trying to chip him away. I figured, like, oh, if I can kill Orion, that's going to open up the middle objective, and will be good. I unsummon my Lord because she's definitely going to die. These Way Watchers were right there and could have, like, ripped her to pieces. Instead, they're killing all my light war sleds that I committed a little too heavily to the middle objective, which we do take, granted, but my opponent has so many archers and he has so many cavalry like running around, filtering around. He has nothing on objective 3, but I don't hold it. And yeah, this would be much easier if I had that objective. I could be winning on points, or at least starting to get a comeback over here. But Orion lives. He's still alive. That 20% damage reduction just keeping him invincible, practically. And, you know, I'm trying to move around, trying to do something. I've got these Streltsy over here shooting into the back of these Elves. Definitely killing these Glade Riders. That's a pretty good engagement for me. But I don't really have any infantry, and if you're wondering why is that, well, it's because that middle charge with all those war sleds, that was a lot of points, and they all died. You know, I've got some Winged Lancers over here. I've got the Ice Guard over here with swords. They're still alive. And, you know, I'm targeting the Way Watchers, so Way Watchers are targeting them. We're firing back at each other. I think, you know, okay, we actually do a lot of damage back to each other, so it's two very dangerous archer units shooting at each other. Unfortunately, mine are much weaker than his are, and I don't think I'm going to survive. I do have, by our blood, all Kislev units have that, so they become unbreakable for a period. These Glade Riders with spears charging into the Streltsy. feel like I would actually win that battle. Yeah, I feel like with this much HP, I'm actually going to win. But he's got more archers. He's got more archers everywhere. And my cavalry over here is being surrounded by wild riders and dryads and more dryads over here. So I've lost the third objective for sure, which just kind of leaves the middle. And the only thing left are these Tsarina guards, and they're all dead. You know, they've been annihilated by the Way Watchers. Granted, the Way Watchers kind of took a beating themselves, but wasn't great. And these Streltsy are now we're just like point blank blasting into these Deep One scouts. Just, oh my god, that guy ate a bullet directly to the head and he's still alive. These elves, how is this possible? They're getting shot straight in the skull and living. The Streltsy are somehow losing. I don't know how the hell that is possible. It feels like there's no way they should lose this against Deep One scouts. And they're not even being shot. They're not even being shot by the Glade Guard. These armored Kossars I put over here, fighting these Eternal Guard. Oh yeah, just like ripping shots into these elves, killing them. We're actually retaking Objective 1, but on Objective 2 I have nothing. I think I'm like 4,000 or 5,000 value behind my opponent. My Lord is nowhere to be seen. Not really interested in resummoning her because I didn't use any of her abilities very properly. And my opponent just has kind of too much mass. I'm still trying, though. We've got some Cossfight Dervishes over here jumping on these exposed Glade Guard, but he's got Wild Riders with shields. Bit more of a scary Tier 3 cavalry unit than the limp little Cossfight Dervishes. But, you know, we've got Kossars over here with spears. We've got our own archers. Archer v. Archer combat. Probably would have just been a better idea to take some cavalry and run down the middle. But I think the problem was I didn't actually take enough. I didn't take enough of the dervishes. So I didn't have any more to summon to run down here into the middle of the map, even though that would have been very nice to have that happen. Unfortunately, just could not make it happen. So even though we are recapturing Objective 1 and we are winning over here, at least pretty decently, I'm again trying to hit Orion and slowly dealing damage to him, but I keep obstructing myself. Like, I have my dervishes, and these Streltsy, they're just waiting. They're like aiming, looking for the shot on Orion, but the dervishes are just in the way constantly. And so yeah, like I move them around, trying to look for a better opportunity, and we get some parting shots on him, but then the Wild Riders come in, and that's going to be it for those Streltsy. Although they kind of screw up the charge at the last minute. I still have these dervishes still trying to kill Orion, really just wasting my time. Yeah, and at this point I have no units, I have no objectives. Even if I hold Objective 3 or Objective 1, I'm not going to be able to come back in this game. I would need to triple cap every single point, and my opponent just has way too many units. There is no way I can win. So I believe I concede. Like, I mean, I throw some trash over here, like some garbage units, like desperately. Oh yeah, I can do it. I can take the middle objective. I can take Objective 3, but then just dryads out of the trees, and it's like, yeah, there's not much hope over here. My infantry is dying on this front, and I decide, you know, enough is enough. Time to give up. So looking at the overview, the War Sleds did great, even though they definitely could have done more. And Katarine, she did fine. These Ice Guard did amazing. The Wing Lancers did great. So I think all these units did pretty good. The problem was a lot of their value is on Orion. And if you don't kill the enemy lord, it doesn't really matter if you put him to, you know, even one point of hit HP. If he's still alive, he's still providing his leadership buff. He's still, you know, able to deal damage to the opponent's units. So all the value that I generated shooting at Orion, jumping on him, stabbing him, it was just kind of pointless. And if you take that away, the value discrepancy between me and the Wood Elf player was probably like 6,000. It was ridiculous, cartoonish even, how much of a lead he had. Yep, just quickly reviewing all the units. You can see the Glade Guard. That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of gold value. The Bears did great. Bears definitely did good. The Streltsy did, yeah, Streltsy did pretty good. Yeah, and the dervishes, you can see they killed a lot of elves. I didn't really have enough of them. Probably should have cut maybe one of these spears or this ice guard glaive and just get some more dervishes, like 4 or 5 of them. His cavalry though was much more effective. His infantry was also more effective generally too. Yeah, and those damn Way Watchers, they actually managed to pay for themselves. Partially my fault, allowing the archers in the middle to just duke it out. That was not an incredible fight, but it was a fun game nonetheless. I don't usually play Kislev, but I thought, it's a snow map. It's kind of cool. It's a little appropriate. Thanks for watching.